Hello and welcome to Theme Park Information. In today's show we're going to just be looking at the second sort of ride type you find to get in theme parks and such, and that is the Dark Ride. Now this covers a really large scope of rides. You have everything from really super immersive, sort of like Harry Potter and like the Goblet of Fire type thing, all the way down to some fairly like childish and simple but still really adorable sort of rides, like some sort of like Blackpool Ghost Train, for example, or like Monster Mansion at Six Flags Over Georgia. As I say, these rides tend to be for everyone. They tend to be obviously very passive rides. You just tend to have to, thankfully, to sit there and take in loads of scenery. Sometimes on these as well, I will include them, you do obviously have shooting dark rides, where obviously you have to hit targets and stuff like that. Will be honest, I'm a huge fan of these as a ride concept, especially the, I think, Sadly No More Duel. Absolutely love that ride so much. I have so many fond memories for it. I say these rides just are for everyone. They're really good in terms of like throughput and crowd capacity. You can get quite a lot of people on them. You have things like where they're trackless. You have ones where obviously they involve loads of giant screens. Things like the Simpsons ride at Universal and stuff like that. And they usually will use some sort of motion simulator. You can have it where they have a mixture of everything. Like again at Universal we have like the Spider-Man ride. Phenomenal ride, by the way, so interactive. Uses like practical effects, screens, like a moving vehicle. Everything just comes together to have a really interactive sort of experience, and that's sort of the basis of this ride. It's meant to be like quite a relaxing sort of ride, but still enjoyable. Still has stuff going on, and will use practical effects. It will use like fire effects, water effects. It will use movement. It will use screens. It will use the soundtrack. They will be a absolute must for most major parks. I will say I do think they really work well when they're heavily themed, really immersive, and have a really coherent sort of story. I will say they can be utterly dreadful, and I'm just going to pick out one ride in particular, that is King Kong. Also at Universal, amazingly, they have quite a lot of these sort of rides, but that is truly awful. It's truly one of the worst rides I've ever been on, and the facade of that, like the actual exterior of stuff like that, and the pre-show and everything, that was amazing. The ride itself is dreadful. Like easily probably one of the worst rides I've ever been on. But I say they are a ride concept which is always not to be missed at parks, especially if it is like a Disney or sort of Universal park or some other attractions. I say these do have a lot of character, they have a lot of charm, and they can have a lot of sentimental and history behind them. So do make sure you experience them. Anyway, if there's anything you'd like me to add in these sort of video concepts, like I say, like any sort of like top 10s or additional information or stuff like that, we can go into it. I say this is just a sort of concept for videos and stuff like that. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.